So while Triple H doesn't necessarily have that fear-driven aura and energy, he's very, very busy and on the move constantly with
Yeah.
so many responsibilities. So it makes me or ask the question: who actually is more approachable? Since they both seem somewhat inaccessible throughout a
Yeah.
lot of the day.
Yeah. And look, they both are, except for to people who they need to talk to. You know what I mean? And if it's about the show tonight, okay, we'll talk about that. Sometimes it's other duties. But I think Hunter is more approachable because his aura is that of a leader and a boss, but it's not as terrifying. And I don't know how to articulate that in any other way other than I can walk up to Hunter and say what I mean, and he can look at me and say, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But it's still not as horrible as hearing the same thing from Vince, I guess. And I can't explain that. It's just the way it is. And look, maybe it's because Hunter's been my friend for 25 years, 30 years, whatever, and Vince was my boss for the last 10. So I totally understand that that's probably the case. It's just I feel like Hunter's more approachable.
Do they run the shows differently on the headsets, or with Hunter generally learning on the job from watching Vince, does he generally follow that same style when it comes to show production?
A little bit. And look, that's a curse and a blessing because one thing's for sure, they know what they're looking for. They know what they want. And we mentioned earlier, if it's good to be the king, like if you see a shot you want, and look, when you're in Gorilla and you're running the show, you have a program monitor that shows what the viewing audience is seeing, and you have a monitor over here with like 8 different camera shots. And so you might see something that you want on TV right now, and the producer and the line guy in the truck, don't see that. So you will hear a lot of camera 4, God dang it, camera 4. You know what I mean? Like you'll hear that. You'll hear that not only from Hunter and Vince, you hear the same thing from me. And so I had to have that conversation with Josh Matthews at the Ric Flair last match show because, look, I said, I'm sorry, but if I see the shot that will tell the best story or be the best shot for our television program, I'm going to yell it out. And if that's offensive, I apologize, but get over it now. And he was like, no, I love the expert eye. I love the help. And so it was super cool to work with Josh on that level. Seeing as though me and him were friends, I know I jumped off the topic there all of a sudden to Josh Matthews, but it was having that same style during the show. And look, it's a live TV show, man. And so once that then now and forever thing hits, the horse has left the barn, and you better hang on because it don't come back for 3 hours or 2 hours on Fridays. But you got to hold on, and it's an intense ride. And the beautiful thing about Vince is he could go off on you on headsets, and then like after the show, like totally everything's fine. And like I broke my heart several times, and I thought I was going to get fired. And then he would be like, "Oh God, I don't even remember what you're talking about." You know what I mean? And so it was so in the moment. We're all in the fire together. And then afterwards, everything's cool. And so I think Hunter's the same way. It's look, live TV is really cool and captivating, and you get into it. And sometimes you yell at people on headsets because you're into it. And you need thick skin if you're gonna do the deal.